Welcome to the My Creative Days podcast, where we will talk about all things DIY, home decor, decorating tips, and creating a beautiful home on a budget. I am hoping our time together will spark a creative idea, help you plan your next DIY, or inspire you to finally tackle that project you keep putting off. Grab your favorite cup of motivation and let's chat. Hello and welcome back to the podcast. Today I'm going to talk about how to build a furniture flipping business that runs itself. Almost. Now I say almost because, to be completely honest, no business is truly hands off, right? You can't just walk away from it. There's always something that you need to do or be hands on with. But there are ways to build systems, routines, and habits that make your furniture flipping business a lot easier. And one that gives you, it's not even easier, it's just one that gives you more freedom, consistency, and flexibility while you're still making money, right? So whether you're flipping on the side, you are trying to scale it into something more, these are steps and things that you should be doing that will have you spending less time in chaos and more time, enjoying what you've built, if that makes sense. So number one, you need to start with systems. When you first start flipping furniture, everything feels new, right? You find a piece, you flip it, you sell it, and then you start all over again from scratch. It's exciting, but it's also, you can get burnt out and exhausted quickly. So to run your business more smoothly, you need systems that make every part of the process repeatable. So thinking about, where do your pieces come from? Where do you find the best pieces? How do you track what stage each project is in? How do you list, market, and sell your furniture efficiently? Think about those things. Creating simple systems for these things saves hours every week. And that's where the freedom starts to show up. When I started, I did it out of necessity, right? We bought our first house the day after we got married. We moved into our first house together and we had no budget. So I had to get creative in how I was going to furnish this house. And so that's how I started flipping furniture. And then it was family and friends said, hey, can you do this project? Blah, blah, blah. And then it got into where I was kind of doing it on the side, but then I started my website, mycreativedays.com, and it just turned into this whole other thing, which is the part about this whole process that really excites me, because I want to teach people that it doesn't have to be where you're like struggling to find furniture pieces every week and you have to be sitting in your garage for hours every week and then, selling your pieces on Facebook Marketplace, hoping that somebody will show up. It doesn't have to be that way. And to be honest, you don't know what you don't know, right? And so I'm totally going off on a tangent now. And I didn't know these things either. And it happened, I don't know, organically, or I don't know what I want to say, but when I started my website, and then I still don't have any social media for me personally, but I do for My Creative Days, obviously. But then I started getting that, and then things just started snowballing, and so many different opportunities and different just things that I would have never guessed came to me. And so that's why I get excited to talk about this. It's a passion of mine. It doesn't have to be what you think it is. That's why I created the Furniture Flipping Academy. So I had so many people, when I would share my projects or share the process or share something about it, people would say, how do you do this? Can you teach me how to do this? Can you create a course? Blah, blah, blah. So I never wanted to be completely honest. And then I said to my team's like, maybe we should. And then I was like, okay, listen, if I'm doing it, it's going to be one and done. I don't want to create 16 courses so that when, somebody reaches a certain stage, it's like, oh, now you need another course. Oh, you want to learn how to do that? So then get this. No, it's all inside the academy, start to finish, the ins and outs and everything in between that you need to know. And it's way beyond just painting, staining, sanding. I've got all that in there, but it's way beyond that. And those are the things that gets me super excited. Well, for a while, we kept getting messages for people about the cost. And if you know me, I'm kind of a straight shooter. And if you want something, you're going to figure out a way to make that cost. But then just recently, I was talking to my team and I said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to do something crazy. And they did not want me to do this. I said, I want to make the Furniture Flipping Academy doable for everybody. I do not want to get another message, another email that it's too expensive. So we now have the entire Furniture Flipping Academy at $79. And again, I'm going off on a side tangent. Sorry, I will get back to my notes here, but it's $79. You get all of that. You get lifetime access. You can take it how long you need. You can buy it now and not take it for 6 months. If we make any changes to it, you will get all those changes. It's only $79. And to be completely honest, that's cheaper than your cell phone bill. And for some of you, it's cheaper than your coffee orders all month long. So it is now doable. So we can definitely figure out how we can save $79 so we can make it happen. I will leave a link to the Academy in the show notes. So definitely check that out. Okay, let's get back to the next thing you should be doing. So automate and simplify your business. So you don't need to be doing everything by hand. One of my favorite things is when you're flipping furniture and you don't touch a thing. Maybe you bring it home and clean it. But to find those pieces that don't need a makeover at all and you flip it for profit, like that's a no-brainer, right? And you definitely need to be looking for those pieces. But automate your listing templates. Schedule your social media posts. Use saved message responses for customer inquiries. All of these little automations add up to major time savings. I'm telling you from experience, it will save you so much time. When your business has structure and automation, you're not starting over from zero every Monday morning. Does that make sense? You know what needs to be done and when, and it just makes it go smoother. The next one, and this is one that I had to learn. Think like a CEO, not just a furniture painter. So that means stepping back and thinking about things like, what can I delegate? What can I streamline? What can I eliminate completely? And the whole eliminate completely, I'm still doing that today. I actually have my team, I just got off a call with them, and I am eliminating a lot of things and streamlining a lot of things, if that makes sense. And after I got off the phone call, it just made me feel so much better. Less stress, I've just had these things like in my mind and just knowing this isn't working. Like we need to get rid of this and we need to do this. And so we will be over the next few months working on that, but it makes a big difference. It may mean that you need to hire someone to help you with prep work. Maybe it's delivery. Maybe it's outsourcing photography, or even having a system for ordering supplies. So you're not always running to the store last minute, if that makes sense. Think like a CEO, right? So you're going to create a business that supports you and not the other way around. My next topic is one of my favorites, creating repeatable income streams. And like I said earlier, this is something that came about and I had no clue this was even a thing. I had no idea. And this is why I wanted to include this in the Academy, because you can be working, you can be earning money when you're not working at all, when you're sleeping, when you're on vacation. Yes, it's doable. Yes, it's attainable. This would look like offering custom work for repeat clients, and that will definitely happen if you start flipping furniture. You're going to start with friends and family, and then the friends and family are going to tell their friends and family, and then on and on and on. So custom work is definitely something that you need to think about and decide if you're going to do. We have a whole custom work template and stuff inside the Academy, but it's definitely something. Repeat clients are your gold mine. It's amazing because you've worked with them before. You know what they're looking for. They know what you produce, what you can give them. So it's amazing. Another thing that this could look like is selling digital guides or tutorials about furniture flipping. Maybe you start a YouTube channel or a website that earns through ads or affiliate links. Maybe you start teaching workshops or classes for beginners in your area. Like maybe that's something you're going to start doing. Remember that a business that runs itself is not built overnight. I'm going to repeat that. This is not built overnight. This is not a quick fix. This is not a quick get rich. It's built with intention, structure, and consistency. Consistency is your number one friend when you're doing anything in life, right? Consistently working out, consistently eating well, consistently working on your business, consistently posting on social media. Like that is going to get you results, right? So it's the same thing here. Every system you create and every step you simplify brings you closer to the more freedom and less stress, I promise you. So think about some of these things depending on what kind of stage of flipping you are in. And the Academy, again, I built it out for beginners all the way up to people that's been doing this for a while. So it's not, you don't have to be at a certain stage. We're going to meet you where you're at. You're going to find what you need when you're in there. And you can have access today. So check the link in the show notes, and as soon as you go through that, we have a sneak peek in there as well, so you can get a look inside. It's going to have all the information so you can even see more about it. And this was not supposed to be a podcast about the Academy at all, but it's just a resource that I think we need to do a better job of promoting and sharing, because we've built it all for you. And now we've made it even more, the cost is so low that it's attainable for anybody. So if you have any questions, reach out to me. You can DM me on Instagram at My Creative Days. You can send me an email. But I would love to see you inside the Academy. We are welcoming people every day, especially now that the cost is cheaper. But think about some of these systems and some of these income streams, and, thinking like a CEO, automating and simplifying. Think about some of these things and what you're doing now and what's not working and what you need to change. And that's going to make a big, big difference. And it's also going to teach you how to start looking at your flipping as a business, if that makes sense. It's good to get in that habit of looking at these things and thinking of it as a business and not a hobby. Until next time, I will talk to you soon. I do want to mention too, as well, if you are listening to this, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you're listening to it, we are also going to leave a link to my YouTube channel in the description. And I want to make sure that you are subscribed to my YouTube channel. It's super important that you are. We do upload the podcast every Monday to the YouTube channel. And like I said, we're going to be making some changes maybe here, and I just want to make sure that you are subscribed to the YouTube channel for sure. So make sure you also check that link in the show notes. It's at My Creative Days on YouTube. Everything is My Creative Days. You can find us anywhere, but just make sure you do that too. Okay, now I'm really done. Until next time, I hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you very soon. Hello, friends. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. I'm grateful that you tune in every week and that you share the show with your family and friends. I love having creative chit chats with you, and my hope is that this podcast will inspire you to try a new project, start a DIY that you've been putting off, and decorate your home exactly how you want it. There are a few ways you can help us with the podcast. Follow the podcast so you don't miss an episode. And if you could take a few minutes to leave the podcast a review, that would help us so, so much. Again, thank you for being here, and I look forward to our chat next week. Bye-bye.